Hello! We are back at the reception gate. These guys will block your paths. One of these goes to Mount Silver, as he just said. Super scary, strong Pokemon. And the other way goes to the rest of Kanto. Now, Victor Road actually has a pretty cool song. But it's very short in comparison to the one in Red and Blue. I forgot to change my lead. But in comparison, it's actually very short. As you can see, there's actually a lot of high-level Pokemon, so this is also a good chance to increase your levels. Yeah, that didn't work. Crap. I was really hoping to avoid these self-destruct with Fly. I meant to change my lead to Kingdra. Thank God Skarmory is such a defensive tank. Whew. But anyway, there's a bunch of high-level Pokemon. I meant to lead with Kingdra, and I really meant to bring Jinx along instead of Miltank, but I just didn't feel like it. And the reason I brought Typhlosion along, even though he's more walled than Skarmory, is mostly because of a fight that appears at the end of this dungeon. So we have to be careful to make sure Typhlosion's along with us. So there are plenty of Pokemon in here. There's Ursalings, Donphans, Gravelers, Onyxes. What else? What else is here? I don't remember if there are Golbats, but there might be. And the encounter rate is very high, so we're going to be here probably for a decent bit. Now, there's one new Pokemon available here. It is actually, its pre-evolution and its evolution are here, so you can find both. It is Rhyhorn/Rhydon. This is the ground rock type, and it is a ground rock type and not rock ground. I don't know why they make that distinction that way, but that's how they did it. So when it comes to Rhyhorns, it is basically a better... what's the word? Okay, Rhydon's basically a better Golem. Just, that's what it is. It's better in stats. It has a little more speed. Defense is a little better. Attack is a lot, from what I remember, a decent bit better as well. And overall, it's just a better rock and ground, or ground rock, whatever you want to say. It's the same exact thing. But it's basically a better version of that. It has a better move pool. It has a better overall, just basically it does better. The problem though is that it appears really late. This is literally your last chance to get your team member. So, and all the previous Pokemon have been available, so there's no reason to pick anything up besides a Rhyhorn or Rhydon. I didn't realize Sandslash was here. So, I guess that's also another interesting thing, because Sandslash the only other place it appears is Sandshrew in Union Cave. So, that's also another interesting point, I guess, could be brought up. But back to Rhyhorn Rhydon, it's really late for it. And to be honest, Golem has already done a great job if you picked it up. So I don't see why you would pick up a Rhydon. It really doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're a big fan of aiming for the horn, I guess. It doesn't really, at this point, against what it's going to go up against, it's not going to do that well. It's just not. And ultimately, I'm not even going to, recommend it. It's kind of a bad Pokemon for where it's placed, because it can't really grind in here, because it takes super effective against ground type moves. And so it's just, it's not a great recommendation, and it just sucks. Though, what Rhydon is pretty impressive. Though it does evolve incredibly late. Sorry, I was taking a drink. But when it comes to the trainers in here, there are 0. It's only... I just got interrupted by a hidden item. But it is only wild Pokemon. So that's why I have Kingdra in the lead. actually, because it's not going to be very useful for anything besides getting rid of the Pokemon. So, that's why I'm doing it. There is one fight in this, and I guess I lied when I said 0 trainers. But there is one fight in here, and that is Silver. We kind of saw a hint in the last part when we talked to the girl that was like, Silver was being mean and blah blah blah, Rapidash is a terrible Pokemon, why do I have one? She didn't say that exactly, but it was pretty close. Overall though, we're going to fight Silver, and he actually has a full team member, so we have to be prepared. And I am prepared because he is packing a Magneton, which, as you know, is actually kind of dangerous for my team. Skarmory doesn't really like it. Here's a Rhydon, by the way, which is a 1% chance. A cheating Rhydon. But, Skarmory doesn't do well. Kingdra takes neutral and only has Surf back for neutral. Typhlosion's the only good super effective. Not very effective on Gengar's side. Not very effective on Jinx's side. And the last one is Miltank, which, as of right now, Fire Punch is the only way to hit it. Though, that will be fixed soon because Earthquake is found in this dungeon, which I've been planning to put Earthquake on Miltank. And the reason I am doing that instead of, say, I don't think Kingdra can even learn it, or say like Typhlosion or that, is because with the moveset that Miltank will have of eventually Body Slam. Right now it's Stomp because that I'm probably going to put a return on it now that I think of it. And then I'll eventually replace it with Body Slam, lose the power, but Paralysis is so good. So it'll have its normal move, whatever I decide, return maybe, or Body Slam, probably Body Slam. And then Earthquake, and then Fire Punch, and then Milk Drink. And what this is a Pokemon that can fight anything it comes up against and tank it out. So basically, no matter what it gets hit by, it lives, and then it can deal damage back. That's the goal of it. That's how I usually like to build tanks in Gen 2 when it comes to in-game teams. It is not necessarily the tankiest Pokemon like Blissey, Snorlax, Steelix, or Fortress, stuff like that where it's just pure defense. I like something that could do a lot of damage because it is in-game. So I like to have great type coverage and overall the ability to maybe manipulate status a little bit. That's why Body Slam is a favorite move of mine for such a team member. I'm probably going to switch to Gengar here. I understand it's Ice Punch off non-stab, so it could be dangerous, but it wouldn't. I hope it's not. I doubt it'll be that dangerous. Overall, though, the Magneton's very dangerous. Going back to the earlier conversation I was just having, and he is also packing a Kadabra now, which is very interesting because it kind of is a heavy special attacker, so we have to be really careful. Luckily, it's a Kadabra only. I believe that goes up into the fight, which we probably should do first, but I want to explore and maybe get Earthquake. I actually think I can see it real quick. I just want to see. Sand Slash is nothing to be afraid of. It learns 0 ground moves from level up. I believe it doesn't get a ground move till later. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that's where you'll fight Silver. That's a hole that goes. Ooh. Let's go this way and try and avoid Silver. And the reason I'm trying to avoid it as of right now is I'm trying to go around and get Earthquake, because if I get Earthquake, Magneton's in, it's dead. And don't get me wrong, Fire Punch is for sure gonna probably kill it, but there's a tiny chance that it could live. I don't know how, I don't know if it will, but Earthquake will just seal the deal. Even though its defensive stat is higher than special defense. That goes down and around, so that's kind of useless to take. Overall, Victory Road is pretty much over. I mean, it went by that fast in comparison to Red Blue, which I think I was stuck in here for 2.5, and then Moltres, so 3 parts. About, actually, I think it was a little longer. But that's the effect of having 0 trainers, which is very disappointing. I expected some really high quality trainers. Like, we had a bunch that led up to this, so we do have to go down that hole. It'll probably lead us to Earthquake. Pretty sure Earthquake is in here. I hope so. Because then I'm remembering wrong. Alright, Graveler's dead. And that's pretty much it for Victory Road. We are pretty much secure. We're going to do this. And the reason we're doing that is... I don't know, I should have actually just gone backwards. Bad choice, actually, now that I think back. Gengar and Kingdra are going to be over-leveled in comparison to the rest of the team. But the reason... there's no, like, big reason. It just happens to be they are the ones that I need to use. Though Gengar will be used a lot. Kingdra in the Elite Four is not a great matchup. Oh, this does lead to an item. Full Restore. Kingdra has a couple good matchups, but they're kind of rare, and it's ultimately a panic button against a few Pokemon that appear. We'll see as we get into the Elite Four why it's actually mostly just one Pokemon, just in case. But I think I can handle it. And yeah, we're just moving forward. Did Kingdra get to 42? Alright. Alright, let's go this way. Just trying to find my way around. It's a small dungeon in comparison to the rest of the Victory Roads. It's actually kind of weird because Victory Road is usually not a challenging place, but kind of your last hoorah, so to say. And it's kind of disappointing to only fight wild Pokemon. Though, it is amazing to fight wild Pokemon that are actually matching your level. Oh yeah, this is the right way, and then it goes down. Okay. Onyx, thank you. Thank you for being here, Onyx. You remind me of Rock Tunnel way too much. And it doesn't matter how many years that goes by, it's always Rock Tunnel. It's not anywhere else. But Gengar is pretty close to level 50. Let's go this way, and then we're going to go down that hole. Though I might have to end off by the exit, because that would be the best spot. Ultimately, I'm probably... I don't know. I'm thinking I might record again and then just post both these at pretty much the same time, because it makes sense that way. Though the next part is mostly going to be preparation anyway. Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to get to the exit. But anyway, next part we will be taking on Silver, of course. We'll be finding what is down that hole and, well, what dungeon we are in. Victory Road. Cool. It's almost like we've been here for the past, I don't know, 13 minutes or so. So with that, I'm going to end after this battle. And we'll be making our way to the Elite Four and the challenges that awaits. If we get past Silver. Though, with our track record, I think we got to unlock. And if this Rhydon could die, I could finally just say the words I usually try to say, because, I try. So, till then.